Welcome anyone to my YouTube channel. This is Everett, aka Two Beasts to Kill You, aka the Beast with the Least. And for today's video, oh boy, are we going to be talking about an absolute bloodbath. Let's hit that intro first. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get into this. Holy crap. Again, it was a bloodbath today. I don't even know where to begin on what happened today, on like just the absolute just damn. Ubisoft just cannot stay away from their own like misery or something. I don't know. But yeah, today Ubisoft canceled 6 games. Delayed 7 of them apparently, and then closed a couple studios, and then they're just like now combining studios too apparently, or I guess not combining, they're making creative houses. But yeah, the biggest thing is they're canceling the remake of Prince of Persia. So but yeah, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. So yeah, let's just look at this right here. This is a article on IGN about it. So right here in the article by Tom Phillips, you can see the name right there. It says Ubisoft has announced a sweeping company restructure that will result in the cancellation of 6 games, including its Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, and a delay of a further 7 titles. 2 Ubisoft studios will be closed completely as a result of the changes, while others are subject to further layoffs. So not even just, 2 studio closures, also just layoffs across the board. Of the half dozen games that have been fully scrapped, Ubisoft's only publicly naming 1, which is the Sands of Time remake. That was already rebooted, yeah, according to this article. And I mean, not according to this article, but we knew they already rebooted it. They like started over on this remake. So yeah, damn. 3 of the canceled games were new IPs, while 1 was a mobile game. Ubisoft's core focus going forward, company has said, will be on open world games and live services. So basically kind of what they've been doing as it is. I mean, I don't think they've, of the last few games, it's either open world or, I mean, aside from that Prince of Persia game that they had that was a Metroidvania, it's either open world or, yeah, like live service games, like X Defiant or Skull and Bones, and I guess would be more. I've never actually played it, so correct me if I'm wrong. That's more live servicey, but yeah, obviously all the Assassin's Creeds are like that and everything. This article goes on to say no specific detail has been given of the 7 titles that Ubisoft has delayed either, though this number does include the unannounced game once set for launch before March 31st that is widely expected to be the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remaster. This will now launch in the coming financial year, so that's going to be before March 31st of next year. Ubisoft Stockholm will fully close as a result of the changes, having previously collaborated on Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora alongside mobile studio Ubisoft Halifax. Restructurings, it says in quotations, have also taken place at Ubisoft offices in Abu Dhabi, at Trial Studio Red Links, and at Massive Entertainment, the studio that makes The Division. In addition, all teams will be required to return to in-office working 5 days a week, albeit with an annual allowance of remote working days. Quote, we went through a thorough review of projects across December and January with the current market evolution in mind, which is consistently more selective. Ubisoft's chief financial officer, Frederick Duguet, told IGN today, "You've seen the last quarter showing a never before seen level of competition. Competition and selection is here to stay. When you are coming in number 1, number 2 with a great content quality in a given segment," that's kind of weird for them to say, "then you can have a very strong reward in terms of player reception and financial performance. That's what really informed our pipeline review. We selected what would be the best projects to put in the creative houses in the best position to succeed in the market. So it just goes on basically the rest of this is like, yeah, his the author's, opinion and just what's going on and all this stuff. There is talk of what the creative houses will be, but I'm gonna go to Shinobi on Twitter /X for you kids, right here, because yeah, again, it says 6 games canceled, 7 games, yada yada yada, but they're gonna have 5 creative houses. So Vantage Studios, which I don't know why it's called Creative House 1, but it's Vantage Studios, will oversee Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry. Creative House 2 will be competitive and cooperative shooter experiences, a la The Division, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell. I'm just a little weird that they would put Splinter Cell in that. Creative House 3 will be select sharp live experiences. So, obviously, For Honor, games like For Honor, The Crew, Riders Republic, Brawlhalla, Skull and Bones. Creative House 4 is going to be fantasy worlds and narrative-driven universes like Anno, Might and Magic, Rayman, Prince of Persia, which is funny for them to put Prince of Persia in there since they just canceled the remake of Sands of Time, and Beyond Good and Evil, a game that's been in development hell for way too fucking long. And Creative House 5 will be the casual stuff, so Just Dance, Uno, Hasbro stuff, things like that. And then let's go to the Twitter of the Prince of Persia team and everything. And here's their little statement they put out. To the Prince of Persia community, we want to share this with you directly. We've made the difficult decision to stop development on Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time remake. We know this is deeply disappointing. The game carries enormous meaning for fans and for the teams who worked on it. While the project had real potential, we weren't able to reach the level of quality you deserve, and continuing would have required more time and investment than we could responsibly commit. Meaning, obviously, that is Ubisoft didn't want to sink more money into it. And we didn't want to release something that fell short of what the Sands of Time represents, which is kind of hilarious with what they've released for other games, but that's just neither here nor there. Prince of Persia as a universe and a legacy continues to matter deeply to us, and this decision does not mean we're stepping away from the franchise. Thank you for your passion, patience, and the love for Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia team. So yeah, again, it was a bloodbath. 6 games canceled. Obviously, we really only know of 1, but 3 new IPs just, which a lot of people are always saying, hey, can we get some more new I mean, the thing is, Ubisoft, I've said this on podcasts, if you every Monday at 10 a.m., new podcast episode, but I've said this on multiple podcasts before that, Ubisoft has a lot of IP that they can just mine from to make not just games that are in that style of a Rayman has to be a platformer, or Assassin's Creed has to be whatever it is they decide that year's Assassin's Creed has to be, or whatever it is. They can make other things like Ghost Recon. I know probably wouldn't go over well, but you can do maybe instead of making End War, you just make a Ghost Recon real-time strategy. I mean, they did a freaking zombie game for Rainbow Six, essentially zombie game. So yeah, they can do other things, and again, they have all this IP. I just went through a lot of it, Brawlhalla, Rayman, Skull and Bones, Riders Republic, Might and Magic, Prince of Persia, Beyond Good and Evil. They have their Just Dance, their Uno shit, but they have the Tom Clancy, Rainbow Six stuff, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, End War. I said Endgame, I think, earlier, and I meant End War. The Tom Clancy's Hawks, The Division, obviously Assassin's Creed, then they've come out with other games, like there was a Star Wars game that didn't really do well, but they could still try. But it's just that they tend to go with, it seems like they go with the wrong choices for their games that make the audience sour on said game, sooner rather than later. We've seen it. I mean, they also have a tendency to even kill the hype for their games beforehand. For years, people wanted an Assassin's Creed set in Japan. They finally release or announce that they're going to release one in Japan. And whether you like it or not, there is a number of people who look at, adding a person of color or a woman as the main character to their game, as like, oh, they're pandering to people and this game's going to suck. Whether it's fair or not, and I don't think it's fair, I am one of those people, again, I've said it on podcasts. I am one of those people. I don't like that kind of stuff necessarily because I do think it could signify that the quality of that game is not going to be great. So they're trying to do something to, oh, look at this hand while this hand is on fire. Still, Assassin's Creed games have been on a downward trend, whether, even if they have made money every so often. But ever since, like, they went with that open world, from Origins and all that, it's just not, especially after, Valhalla, people were tired of the open world Assassin's Creed. That's why a lot of people were happy with Mirage, even though I guess it didn't sell well, I think. I'm pretty sure it didn't. I'd have to look it up, but also they do release those games every year. And so when, they don't foster, the IP they have, or they languish in development hell like Beyond Good and Evil or Prince of Persia Sands of Time, or they release a game that they don't really market like the other Prince of Persia. I don't remember what it was called, the one that released within the last 2 years, the Metroidvania one. And then they go on and release like a subpar game in the Star Wars universe, nonetheless, or a game like Skull and Bones. Yeah, and not only that, but like they've also canceled, like there was the Division Heartland, that got canceled recently. And you see that they're not doing anything to gain the goodwill of the consumer, and it gets a lot harder for, even if, let's say, their next Assassin's Creed game comes out and it's just like the best Assassin's Creed ever, like legitimately, not even like what people think, or whatever, like actually it plays the best, it looks the best, it's got the best story, they did everything. It may not still make a lot of money because people are tired of Ubisoft and what they just do with all their IP and what they do with their games and the type of quality that gets released in the games that they're putting out. So, yeah, I've been saying this for a while. I mean, we had the whole, like, they merged with, I think it was Tencent. Basically, Tencent owns like half of them now or something like that. Yeah, Ubisoft is not... A decade from now, we're going to look back at this time and say, damn, remember Ubisoft. Whether they become just a side publisher for Tencent or get dissolved completely and all the studios will get folded into that, who knows? I don't know. But yeah, Ubisoft cannot get out of this hole that they've kind of dug themselves into for damn near 10 years now, it seems like. Probably less, but it just seems that way. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm ranting now a little bit. So, yeah. You like what I do on this channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Do the things. But until next time, I'll catch you later.